a look at Patrick Mahomes. He's coming off a quality showing last week. Well over 300 yards in that one. It's the Broncos and the Raiders, next on Madden Football.
Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
And no run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25.
So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive.
They'll be led out by a man who needs no introduction, one of the most exciting players in all of sports, now in his 6th season out of Texas A&M, Patrick Mahomes.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. The numbers for Zeke from last week. 14 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown.
That's a very nice winning streak that they're on, and they've really seen this offense come into its own as a unit. And one of the keys is that the ground game has been established, and it's keeping the defense honest near the line of scrimmage. Sometimes that leads to huge games for him. Other times, he plays a complementary role to someone else. But however it's getting done, they're winning week after week.
Elliott going to get it again on second down.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
We take a peek at the list of inactives for this week's game. And gosh, this early in the season, Charles, injuries already accumulating for the squad.
You got to wonder in this organization, are they just saying to themselves, well, hopefully we're just getting them out of the way early so we can make a late season push when we have everyone back. It certainly feels that way with the number of injuries they've had already.
A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Elliott. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On second down, Elliott once more.
Zeke with a shake and bake. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Mahomes.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
This will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short. To throw, it's Mahomes. And he'll go right back to Landry. It's complete again. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 14 yards through the air. Caught the D off guard on 3rd and 1. First down carry by Elliott. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
Holding offense.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Mahomes. Completes this to Callaway over on the right side. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They'll try to capitalize on play number 11 of this opening drive. 3rd and goal. Mahomes now to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Williams. And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Myers' kick is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip.
And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field.
They're led out by a 3-time Pro Bowler, owner of over 35,000 passing yards in 11 seasons, the veteran Andy Dalton.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Those are the types of runs they told us they want to see more of. Look, they'd love the 60 to 70-yard runs, but those 10 to 20-yarders, they can help you win a ball game.
And that means everyone's invested because you know the big guys up front. That's what they do. They try and move people. But when you get your perimeter guys involved downfield, that means that they care about the running game and they know it helps their team.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line. Here's Dalton. And he rifles one incomplete.
The Raiders had 0-3 here to begin the campaign. And you hate to have to say it this early in the season, but getting close to must-win time, is it not?
And I totally understand why you expressed it that way because it's so early in the season, it feels like hyperbole. But I think you are spot on this one. Yes, there's still time to turn things around, but they've got to start to win right now if they have any hopes of trying to make the playoffs.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that?
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Tony Jefferson.
And the Broncos are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different colored jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
Working with a 2nd and 4.
Throwing now is Mahomes.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On 1st down, Mahomes. His throw incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. And he's got the hook up to Landry.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Good throw a good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Instead of a 3rd-and-1 run, they go pass and they get 12 yards out of it. Now Elliott. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
And Mahomes is going to keep it.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that's going to bring up a big call now because he's unable to make the play himself on 2nd down. Now you just have to wonder, will they keep the ball in his hands on 3rd down?
Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. Touchdown! Jarvis Landry, his 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Jason Myers now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So that drive goes 8 plays.
And it's Jarvis Landry who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. 2nd drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, 1st quarter, just their 2nd drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back.
Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack.
Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their 1st, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off.
4th and short, and in this part of the field, you just notice special teams coordinators rallying the team, saying, watch the fake with Brandon. Don't they usually say that on every punting situation?
Oh, yeah, they can be up 40 in the 4th quarter. That's their job. They scream that every time.
And this time, though, his team locked in, and they were well aware that it truly was a situation that they could fake it, and they were ready for it and stopped it.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Finding Williams once more, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. 18 big yards on that one, and a Denver 1st. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it second down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And that's caught by Landry. Touchdown, Broncos. A great play there. With his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Broncos will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Myers connects on the PAT. And that makes our score 17-0.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. So Dalton now. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. So we reach halftime, and we'll jump right over halftime and keep the game going here in Week 4. Second half kickoff, ready to go. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this 3rd quarter of action. On the return, Marcus Jones from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the 3rd quarter. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
And this is going to be a Raiders first down as the tackle made just shy of the 30.
Play fake. Here's Dalton. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw here, Dalton. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Well, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Jalen Thompson picks it.
And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half that's carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. On the option, here's Elliott. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Fielded just outside the goal line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. And
he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
On 2nd down, Elliott. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. They come through with 3 after forcing the turnover. But CD, second half, you're starting inside the red zone. Obviously, they would have liked 6 out of that.
Absolutely, because that's all you're thinking is how do you get it into the end zone? You want the field goal to be the last resort. In this case, they gave it a great try, but did have to settle for 3.
Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. And now here come the Raiders. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
Here's Dalton. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Dalton. And that's going to be caught. Dwayne Eskridge. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A first down carry for Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Play action here with Dalton. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Intended for Dwayne S. Bridge.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Las Vegas sending out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. We have played 3 quarters. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They start on the ground with Elliott.
And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. They go to Elliott again.
And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
62 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Inside give to Elliott. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
A give to Elliott. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews.
And he will have a Broncos 1st down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
Mahomes is going to run the option left. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. The keeper there turning into a big play of 23 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Elliott going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Mark Andrews
An 11-yard touchdown. And the Broncos are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth-quarter advantage. Extra point up and through by Myers. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. The Raiders heading out to take over. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. First and 10 for Dalton. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side. And an
under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack. Now, the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry. 3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Big 4th down here. It's Dalton. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Mahomes down to a knee, and that should just about write a finish to this one. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense is they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Denver, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll return home next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs.